All right, guys, good morning. Paul Bates here, and welcome aboard Southern Estate, where I currently live with my wife, Beverly, and my dog, Daisy. We do live morning videos every morning at 8 o'clock, and we share our boating knowledge after completing almost 6,000 miles of America's Great Loop. I do that every morning. I also go over the comments from the day before. It's one of the first things I do in the video. And so let's start with that right now. So yesterday, because I do share the bad comments as well as the good comments. Today's topic is the locks, how I almost lost my boat in the locks. And I think it's an important subject because when you go on America's Great Loop, you're committed to, you don't have to do as many locks as we did because you don't have to do the Erie Canal. And all the lock systems are different from every state. They vary from every little system, and you got to learn about every single one of them. Anyway, so comments from yesterday. And this came from Steve. And, you know, it was a kind of a negative comment because yesterday we talked about a little bit about money buying, and I shared one of my tips that I used that I hadn't even thought about in a while. And then Steve jumps in there, and then I jumped in there, and then Steve Ferguson jumps in there and says, you know, anyway, long story short is yes, the quality over content. Yes, and I'm working on it. Trust me, I don't want to put out I'm not doing any more videos if I'm not happy with them. If they take me a month to put them out, I'm not going to put them out anymore because it's just not worth it. But these live vlogs to just share our life with you every morning, and this is just Monday through Friday. I'm going to get up at 8 o'clock. I'm going to do a 10-minute video with you guys. It is what it is. It's just a live video. It's just me talking, and then we just go over one subject, and that is what it is. But the actual quality of the content of the videos coming out, the presentation, everything's changing, and the channel changes all the time. I don't depend on YouTube for a living. I would love to be able to do it someday, but right now it doesn't do it. You know, I do make my money trading stocks and cryptos, as most of you guys know that follow the channel. Anyway, so I wanted to straighten that out. Anyway, Steve, I apologize, and we will get better. Ken, thank you. Thanks for the defense. So anyway, today's subject is the locks. So all the lock systems throughout the whole system, they're different. And you know, if you're going through the Erie Canal, if you're going through the lock systems on the rivers right now, which is where we're at, we're literally we're frantically getting the boat ready right now to depart on Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. when this boat will be departing. And you won't see me go live Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, probably not till the next week, and then I have to have good internet connection or I won't do it. So anyway, it's just, I don't know when. I maybe do a couple little ones on my phone type thing, but I can't do them like this setup right here. So anyway, as you're going through the locks, we almost lost Loop Princess in the lock, and it was after we just got through what section was that? Anyway, we get through the lock, or where the lock is getting ready to empty. It was the Dismal Swamp. It was the lock after the Dismal Swamp. We had gone through the Dismal Swamp, and then we were going through the lock. And a buddy of mine gave me this knife just before I left St. George, actually. I went to Vegas to visit him. He was actually our class president. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. Anyway, I always usually have this knife with me, and I did not have it with me. And we're going through the lock, and the lockmaster says, everybody clear, and this lock's going down. So he's releasing water from the lock, and your boat goes down. And the boat in front of me gets in front of me and says, hey, your boat is tilting like this. And I'm going, ooh, that's not good. She's yelling that at Beverly. And she said, get a knife, cut the line. What happened was I had a line on my buoy. I'll show you right here. This line it wasn't this line, but a line like this, and the two lines got caught inside the cleat like this, and they locked themselves together, and it wasn't releasing the rope. The rope was just stuck together, and it would not release it. Well, then, so all I could do was cut the line. I didn't have my knife. Beverly had the knife in our ditch bag, and I couldn't find my knife, so I'm running around the boat frantically looking for this knife to cut the line, and I'm going, oh my God, this is it. This is how I lose Loop Princess. This is the end of that loop for me. It was pretty bad actually at the time. But the boat in front of me was a little Ranger tug. Can't remember the name of the boat, but he jumps out of his boat, with a knife, comes over, cuts my line, and releases my boat. My boat falls back into the water, and everything was safe. And but if he had not done that, if he had not taken the time to do that, I don't know what would have happened. The boat would have. I don't know. I really don't know what would have happened. It would have got really ugly, really, really quick, because we were already at probably about a 4 or 5 degree angle when he cut that line. So, and it wasn't slowing down. We were screaming at the lockmaster, shut it down, shut it down, but it didn't work out. Anyway, another tip that I learned, I did not have these when I originally started the loop, and I kind of regretted it. So I had to pick them up while I was on the loop. So, and I'll put the link down here. Sorry. I'll put the link down here below, but these right here, I have 2 of them now on Southern Estate, and we did have them on Loop Princess because I did pick them up on the loop. Actually, it was one of the stops that we made. They had them on sale, and I picked these up. They were not cheap, but this is a 36-inch round ball, and we have 2 of them now. We have one on the back of the boat and one on the front of the boat. It's pretty much all you need when you go in the lock. But that lock, there's a lot of pressure pushing you up against that wall when they do it. You want to be towards the center of the lock always when you get a chance. And this is a topic that we'll discuss, and I'll bring it up next week if I get to go live. Is traveling with a group, the advantages and disadvantages. Because when you walk into a lock and there's a lot of boats in there, you don't have a preference of being in the center of that lock or the front of the lock or the rear of the lock. You are where you are. But if you're one of those people that don't go with a lot of boats, you can you pick your spot in the lock. And typically when we lock through, there might be 2 or 3 boats, but it's not a full lock. And so it's a disadvantage when you're boating with a lot of boaters going through those locks, because you're not going to be able to pick your area, and you're not going to be able to, you're going to have to, if there's room, you got to go all the way to the front of the lock and the rear lock. And those are the 2 worst places to be in the lock. So, and you're not going to have a choice. But by having those green buoys or those big round, the size matters to the size of your boat. I have a 36-inch, mine are 36-inch round, and I use them on my 35-foot boat and my 40-foot boat. I wouldn't go anything smaller than that. If you have, like a Ranger Tug, smaller type boat, you can probably get away with the 24s inch balls. But they really do a good job keeping you off that wall when you're tied off in there. And some locks you're tied into. Some locks have ropes for you. Some locks you've got to supply the ropes. And then the ones here on the river, I really like them. They're my favorite locks of all. They have like floating bollards, and you just put your line on there. But even with that, I will always have my knife. Then this will be sitting out on the front deck right next to anything that I'm tied off to from now on, because I learned my lesson the hard way. And I don't want you guys to make the same mistake I make, because trust me, I make every mistake about 5 times. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We're at our 10-minute mark here. I appreciate it. Stick with it. Enjoy, you guys. Thank you so much. Peace out. And remember, have a nice day. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. That'll be our last. All the weekend warriors will be out here. It's a holiday weekend, and they're getting ready to, a lot of them are getting their boats out here and getting ready to go. So anyway, peace out. I'll see you guys in the morning. And then I'm going to switch my video for Monday morning, though, because I'm going to do boat prep, because that's what we're actually doing, because Tuesday morning we will be leaving the marina. Anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Bye.